Hey my everythings, I hope that you all are doing well. If you are new to the channel, welcome. If you would like to get notified anytime the new reads are being posted, please feel free to subscribe and also hit that notification bell so that you can get those notifications anytime the new reads are being posted, okay? This read is going to be for Taurus. Taurus, I'm seeing that this message is specifically, most likely, for a divine feminine Taurus energy. I'm seeing that this cycle of this read is strongly influenced by your feminine cycle, okay? The message from Spirit of True Self is saying to reconnect with your inner cycle, as you are a woman, plural. So it's pretty much talking about like being connected to the divine feminine energy, Mother Earth, and understanding and knowing that that's not just one feminine energy, though all feminine energies. I'm seeing light of the vision as well. Okay. I'm also seeing the circle of life energy, where the Spirit of True Self is sending a message to say that they give you their blessing, saying, I give you my blessing to accomplish your quest. It says, right, maturity, seeing maturity. Okay. And then I'm also seeing the summer energy, which is recognizing the season that's coming. It says it's a time for blooming and to celebrate your successes. So pretty much what I'm seeing, Taurus, is that you're in that cycle, that transition, that transformation, and during this time in your life where all of your work is going to pay off when the summer comes, okay? Where you will see the fruits of like what it is that you've been working towards coming to bloom and fruition when the summer comes, okay? So this is the first time that I've ever done a read where usually there's just one card that comes out of this specific deck to show me, like, get a gist of what the influence was during the cycle of the read. However, specifically for your read during this time, it's not one, it's three, okay? So I'm seeing that some things that may be of influence during the cycle of this read are salads, your refrigerator, something about your refrigerator, and something about experiments, okay? Take that as it resonates. So vegetables, experiments, the shelf life, like keeping things alive, preservation, stuff like that. And then I'm also seeing Prince Charming. So the ideal of a perfect man, and maybe you feeling like he doesn't really exist, or someone feeling that way about you. So just take it as it resonates, okay? I'm also seeing that the ego within yourself during the cycle of this read is seeking security in people. So this could have to do with trust, of course, in the regard to if someone is perceiving you as a Prince Charming, or if you're perceiving someone else as a Prince Charming, take it as it resonates. Also the refrigerator type of energy, I just find it kind of interesting that the specific words that they use to, you know, get a better or deeper understanding of why the refrigerator was a part of this read is that it was a science experiment for preservation of resources. So take that as it resonates, especially in regard to like the feminine cycle and how it brings in how there's more than just one woman especially when it's talking about the feminine cycle, where you're identifying yourself as woman, not just as one woman, though as women plural, right? So something about the preservation of who it is that you are as a divine feminine, where it is that you come from, that divine feminine energy, how that contributes to the circle of life and you being on this pathway and this journey in your life. And then the sense of trust that also we put into, or the faith that we put into what we consume, especially if it's something like salads or vegetables specifically, is what I'm seeing. So making healthy choices is another thing that's, you know, coming through during the cycle of the read, and how all of this contributes to the blooming and blossoming that will happen in the upcoming season. Okay, so if it feels like a lot, it's probably because it is. A lot of changes and things going on, like the feminine cycle plus the circle of life. All I can say is that give yourself grace, because this is probably the first time that you're ever going through changes like this, okay? And no one else can do this other than you, okay? So the first thing that I'm seeing here is from this deck is healthy choices. With healthy choices, like I said, it's all coming together, where there's self-love, self-care, being happier, and loving your life, which is a primary focus for those in that circle of life, because you want to get the most out of your journey and your human experience, right? Then I'm seeing the snake energy. With the snake energy, that could also be represented in that refrigerator energy, where it's like, who's doing an experiment? Why are they doing an experiment? Where maybe that energy of like, you know, like a pullback because you don't really know what to or who to trust, right? For some of our generations, most of our generations, refrigerators were here when we arrived. So that snake energy could just represent like not really trusting certain things, and that's okay, right? It's okay, it's normal for you to be cautious of certain things, especially if you're prioritizing making healthy choices and you just want to make the best choice, right? And when you see that how they define a refrigerator is that it was being used as like the whole thing is an experiment, it's kind of like, what? You know what I mean? So take it as it resonates. Then I'm also seeing the poker face energy. So with the poker face energy, it is someone that is taking a chance, someone that's, even if there are things that you kind of may not trust, or if you have heard or you get some feedback that something is just an experiment, right? Especially with something like a refrigerator that you know that is like a staple in most American households, especially if you're American, right? That like there's a risk factor included in all of that, because you're taking a risk in trusting that it's for your benefit. Like it's a healthy choice to have a refrigerator, to utilize a refrigerator, and that whatever the experiments were, that you hope that it's not harming you, like it's doing more good than it's harming you, right? So I'm seeing someone that's taking risks, going over their options with the poker face. And then the last card that I'm seeing from this is someone that's just like trying to gain a certain perception, or getting the gist of a perception with the sunglasses energy, okay? Or like someone that's watching what it is that they're doing, or something like that. You may be paying attention to your cycles. You may be paying attention to the circle of life and trying to figure out what direction you want to go in that's going to lead to, and this is like the spirit of true self, right? that's leading to your success and you experiencing the fulfillment of that success when the summer season comes, right? So let's talk about the winds. With the winds, I'm seeing some northern and southern winds. And then I'm also seeing some northwest winds and some southwest winds specifically. And then I'm also seeing some eastern winds. So this kind of information, the way that the winds are blowing, will be specifically focused on how it is that things are happening specifically for you. So definitely take this part as it resonates, okay? The whole thing as it resonates, because if it don't resonate with you, don't try to make it, okay? So with the northern or southern wind specifically, I'm seeing that the soul is teaching the spirit of true self a lesson about partnership and community. That's the northern wind. Or the power that is integrated in the union of people. So like marriages, weddings, stuff like that, right? Is that a healthy choice? Is getting married a healthy choice? Is a wedding a healthy choice? When you attended a wedding, was it a part of the circle of life? Like, how are these kind of practices integrated by the way of communities and partnerships that contribute to your overall journey, and that being some type of success or fulfillment to you when it comes summertime, right? So take it as it resonates. Then I'm seeing the eastern wind. So with the eastern wind, I am seeing that the soul is teaching the spirit of true self a lesson in regard to perception, which comes through in the sunglasses energy, specifically in regard to you being onto something, like gathering information that has been provided to you, or just in the summary of your life's journey with the circle of life energy. And then also how your feminine cycle and all of the women that have influenced you through all time, right? From the very first one to where we are in life now, right? And you recognizing somewhere along the way that there are certain things that you've perceived where certain risks just had to be taken in regard to the trust that we are maybe even instilling in other human beings or each other as women. And with that eastern wind, it's just saying like you're onto something. So in something like a refrigerator where experiments may be getting done, or trusting in certain things that you consume or that your vessel processes in regard to time and memory, like vegetables, I'm just seeing that the healthy choices are the main priority as you are going through these feminine cycles and just going towards your accomplishments, and you wanting them to be fruitful by the time that the summer comes around. Though essentially with that soul teaching the spirit of true self a lesson about perception, there's that energy of like you being you're onto something, like you're putting things together, pulling things together and making it all work, right? So then here we are with the northwestern or the southwestern wind. And honestly, it could be both, especially if they're both being drawn towards the west, right? So with the northwestern and southwestern wind, I'm seeing that the soul is teaching the spirit of true self a lesson about the process of partnership with the northwestern wind, and then also the process of power with the southwestern wind in regard to your job. So take it as it resonates. Essentially, like I said, you're onto something and you're going through all of these changes, and I can see that you're going through all of these changes, and it may feel like a lot, and that's because it definitely is a lot. However, no one can do it other than you. So the one thing that I can say that I've constantly been reinstating with myself is to give myself grace and give grace to others. Do not operate in a frequency and an energy of selfishness, because the selfishness will get you nowhere or stuck where you are, right? However, taking care of yourself is not selfishness. Being graceful with yourself is not selfishness. It's actually being selfless to be graceful with yourself, because then you're also making space and capacity in your own mind to understand what the challenges of others may be, and understanding and accepting that it may not all be about you, though also you have the ability to focus on what it is that you can do, right? And like I said, for all of these changes that you're going through, only you can do it, okay? I am seeing that one of the challenges that you may have been going through during the cycle of the read is being able to move on or let go, cutting ties with a certain situation, okay? And that's all that I'm seeing. It could be about your job, okay? So if you're not familiar with how it is that I do my reads, I do them based on time that has been offered, is available to me, so thank you. The time that have been offered to me is the Devil reversed. The Devil reversed, all I'm gonna say is thank you, because the Devil reversed energy means no obsession, no addiction, no being tied down to contracts rooted in wickedness or evil, or like manipulation or sabotage or anything like that. And honestly, we're talking about God at this point. And I'm seeing that it happens gracefully, though it also happens quickly. Like the ties are being severed very quickly, though it's, like I said, it's also happening gracefully. So thank you. Then the energy that I see you in for the cycle of the read is death. With the death energy, it's a representation of change, okay? So some things are going to change, and that's not a bad thing, that's a good thing. Like I said, there are so many changes going on with you, and a lot of them have to do with like your feminine cycle and the fact that you're not just one woman, you're women plural, okay? And that's really like a strong energy that I'm getting from this read. So you are coming through as like very attractive, so you could be going, I think it's like maybe like someone that's really young or someone that's older getting ready to go through another phase of like I said, maturity. So it's either like menopause or puberty, something like that is kind of what I'm seeing in this death energy. And it's just like I'm not didn't mean to laugh. It's just I haven't gotten a read like this before, though. Like I said, someone that's making these healthy choices and thinking about all of this stuff, it's just like someone that's going through puberty is really what I'm seeing. And the fact that like attractive is coming through, it's like you're coming into your own. So even if like you felt like you weren't attractive, maybe because you know you were younger, and now I'm just seeing like someone coming into that phase or like that stage in their life where they are feeling more attractive. They're going through that change and transformation of having like that negative thinking and having a more positive outlook on themselves. And it's not like something that's over exhausting. It's just something that's graceful and normal, okay? The overall emotions for this read are for you not to feel uncertain, that there is someone that's thinking about you, or that you're thinking about someone else, for you not to feel upset, for you to be optimistic, for you not to feel enraged. Maybe you're feeling a little bit frisky, and for you also to feel good. Okay? So in the past position during the cycle of this read, I am seeing that you did go through a 9 of Swords reversed energy. So with the 9 of Swords reversed energy, it's like you're recovering from disappointment. Okay? And also there's the 10 of Cups energy. So I don't know how else to say this. It's just like a slingshot effect, where like you went through a disappointment, though at the same time, you know what I'm saying? Like with that death energy, because the death energy is talking about how the whole change and transformation happened already during the cycle of the read. So what I'm really going to be telling you about is the future, right? So during the cycle of the read, this is what I'm seeing that did happen though, which is why it was summarized with the death energy, okay? So it's just showing me that like I said, it's giving that slingshot energy where like you were disappointed about something in the past, and then right after you were able to let whatever it was that you were challenged with go, you were like really happy, right? The 10 of Cups is like fulfillment, satisfaction, happiness. Could be the representation of that wedding energy, you know, getting your dream job, something like that is what I'm seeing. With the 10 of Cups energy and the 9 of Swords reverse, I'm seeing that you are the one. I don't know how else to say that. You're being received in this energy as exciting. So it's an exciting energy that you were in. And the reason why all of these things happen the way that they happen is not out of an energy of mischief. Like I said, this is all part of the feminine cycle, the circle of life, and all for things to come into fruition when the summer comes, okay? Though I am seeing that you did go through some stuff. So then I'm seeing that you needed strength, and that you operated in that energy of strength. And your strength was really for you to get comfortable and to be comfortable in how it is that you express yourself, no matter how weird or bizarre people would say that you were being, right? Just expressing yourself in the way that, you know, divine feminines do. That's pretty much what I'm seeing. And you being able to express yourself in that kind of way is the reason why you are comfortable in operating in this strength, okay? Then I'm seeing towards the end of the cycle of the read that you were in the 5 of Pentacles reverse. The 5 of Pentacles reverse shows that like you're getting over whatever it is that you lost financially. Like whatever financial losses that you took in the past, you're getting over it, because with the Page of Cups upright, it's showing that there was some type of reconciliation, like maybe you getting your money back or something like that, okay? You're being received in this energy as natural, genuine, heavenly, and also like very romantic. So there could be like some love obviously involved in any type of reconciliation, or just like a healing energy in regard to all of the risks that you felt like you had to take with that poker face energy, okay? Now let's talk about your future. Because overall the energy says like for you to feel good, you know, not to be enraged about whatever changes or challenges, you know, or disappointments that you experienced in the past, or whatever financial things that, you know, you sacrificed or you lost. for you not to be upset about it, for you to remain optimistic. And with that thinking about you energy, you are like, the blessings that are coming to you emotionally and how you'll be restored emotionally and feel like strong in that is going to be like, it's a sweet scent. That's just what I'm picking up on. Like a very sweet scent to what it is that God has for you. You know, sometimes when you plant seeds in other seasons and you're dealing with the soil and the dirt and the mud, that part doesn't always smell so great. So when you're in the field of the flowers during the summer when they've all bloomed and they release their scents, it's like, whew, it smells amazing. And that's just what I'm seeing is coming for you in the future. So, I mean, I can't unsee it, unfeel it. I can't turn it off. It's just, it is what it is. And the spirits are saying, like, for you to, it's a certainty. Wherever there was uncertainty in regard to your finances or how someone would emotionally regard you in a healthy way, right? Especially after what you went through in the past. You know, you have permission to heal from whatever it is that you went through. And it's a sweet aroma for the growth and the good things that are going to happen in the future. Especially as you were seeking security in people. And yes, there may have been some people in the past that disappointed you, though there's a love and reconciliation in regard to your joy and happiness that has come with all of that change, okay? So in the future, I'm seeing first the Hanged Man energy, where it's like, no matter what way you try to spin this, you're going to be okay. Pretty much. Okay? And you know that because of what you've already gone through. So there's confidence in that. You understand the circle of life. Okay? And it was useful that you went through what it is that you went through because, like I said, you have that confidence in what's going to happen next and what's destined for you. And you're not demanding in this energy because you have that sense of awareness. And there's nothing that anyone externally can do to creep you out because God already has you covered. Okay? So then I'm seeing you with this Ace of Rods energy where you're getting something new. Ace of Rods is a representation of like a tool, a resource, something that you can use, maybe in a refrigerator. Something like that, that just makes life easier for you. It could be a new car, it could be a new computer, a new phone, a new TV, whatever resource it is or tool that you need, that you feel is an investment. It could be anything like that that you're utilizing to, it contributes to making your life easier, okay? So congratulations on that. Very happy for you. You deserve that. Then I'm also seeing, and these came out on their own, okay? So with that also comes the High Priestess and the King of Swords energy, okay? So if the High Priestess energy, that is someone that is led by their intuition, their spirituality, they're spirit-fed, spirit-led, and don't play no games with a High Priestess, pretty much, okay? And I'm just going to say that about the High Priestess energy. And then with the King of Swords energy, this is someone that obviously is built with the ability to protect this High Priestess energy. So I'm seeing, like I said, a wedding, some type of union, this Prince Charming energy, where people are saying like, oh, this person is not real or they couldn't possibly really exist. With the King of Swords energy, this is someone that is a protector, someone that is led by their truth and justice, someone that is willing and able to defend who and whatever. And if this King of Swords energy is protecting this High Priestess, then it is what it is. That's just the energy that they stand in. That's the energy that they represent each other in. And if it's all encompassed in one being, then that's just what it is. So if these are two completely separate entities, then they came from two separate entities and they've come together. Okay? So, and that's whether if it's in one person or them separately, right? That's just facts. All right? So take it as it resonates. And considering the fact that there are multiple layers to the reality, I'm seeing a High Priestess, Divine Feminine, and a King of Swords, Divine Masculine, being encompassed in one dimension where they are together. Though in another dimension, because they are together, there is that Ace of Rods available to you. And because that Ace of Rods is available to you, in another dimension, there is the Hanged Man energy that brings it all together, which says that any way that this wheel spins, these are the reasons why. Okay? So, to you, Taurus, I do send you love, light, and healing energy. I thank you all so much for joining me for this read. And I do hope that you continue to be graceful with yourself and all of the changes that you're going through, because you deserve to experience good things. And continue making those healthy choices. I will see you all next time. Bye.